Betty Janot, I just wanted to give a warm welcome to everyone that's here. We at Heroku are very excited to be here. This is one of the first times we've actually been at KubeCon. I'm really excited to have the team. We've got Adam Zimmern, Julian Duque, and then Chris Peterson here to kind of show you what Heroku is all about. You may have heard about it from a long time ago, but we're excited to show you what we've been doing, as well as give you a demo and then listen to what you all have to say and get your feedback and such.
Hello, happy to be here. I'm going to give you a quick overview for those of you that maybe have forgotten what Heroku is, but also just to kind of give a little bit of a refresher and also some updates on kind of where we are in the market. I'm Adam Zimmern. I'm the Senior Director of Product Marketing at Heroku. I am also just joining. I've been here for a week. So I've been around the industry. I've met a number of you in previous roles and exercises. I'm a huge fan of dev tools and infrastructure. That's what I've been doing for my career. And also for this initial presentation, we'll have Chris Peterson helping us out with some of the things that we've got to talk about. He's one of our senior directors of product at Heroku. All right, so the baseline of what we want to think about from a Heroku perspective is we are providing you with a platform as a service. We are actually the first company that really built a PaaS, or platform as a service, as something that was being offered out to the industry. So the way that you should think about platform as a service is ultimately we want to be there to help you think about step 1 and step 2 are going to remain unchanged. These are, you have an idea for some type of application that you need to run. Step 2, you build the code. And then step 3, it's really kind of about 3 million steps that you need to go through, especially in the context of enterprise, to get from that thing where you built some code and you actually want to get it out to your customers. And what we're here to do is we're actually here to help you get to step 4 as quickly as possible. Right? And we're here to have it be something where even as you're going through those iterative cycles of being able to manage updates to your applications, updates to your kind of builds and things like that, whether it's security related or new functionality, we want it to be as simple as 1, 2 Heroku. Okay, that's it. We want you to think about how do you come up with the idea, how do you build the app, and then let us take care of the rest. So how does Heroku work? Ultimately, we have a very opinionated system that makes it very simple for people to be able to build and deploy applications on our platform. We think about all of the abstractions that you need to normally consider when you're bringing an application to market. And ultimately, we wrap that all into a developer experience that is extraordinarily pleasurable. And we take care of that, getting you all the way from your app idea all the way to your customer experience as quickly as possible with as little effort as possible. When we think about how this transforms the kind of business side of your operations, we want to think about this as taking away all of the resources and time spent of you having to manage infrastructure and being able to reallocate those resources into the people that are working on your development and operations. So we help you streamline that process and make it so that you can innovate on the things that add value to your customers, as opposed to the plumbing, which ultimately is more often than not just getting in the way of your ability to add value. So there are 3 kind of key areas where we look to help teams with this kind of acceleration of application development. One is obviously in the building of new applications, right? We want to think about this as if you need to be able to launch an app quickly to be able to help your customers be successful, we want you to use Heroku to be able to do that quickly and easily. The second one is, as part of Salesforce, something we do really well and have a lot of very deep integrations to be able to accomplish is working on being able to extend the Salesforce ecosystem quickly, easily, and seamlessly so that people can build their Salesforce apps with Heroku and be able to make sure that they have the best customer experience possible. And then finally is a lot of enterprise companies struggle with this notion of being able to migrate workloads to the public cloud environment. And Heroku is a great way to be able to shortcut that life cycle and being able to migrate quickly and easily by not having to worry about understanding the 7,000 plus services that you can get access to from AWS. Instead, you come to Heroku and you take advantage of the primitives that you need, and we take care of the rest. So Heroku, when we talk about the business value to our customers, there are a few key areas that we like to highlight. Number one is that we actually see a significant increase in developer productivity. And this is because with an opinionated platform, we're reducing the complexity that consumes a lot of overhead for your developers, right? Having to think about all of the ways in which different components can fit together. We're providing them with a pre-built, template that they're able to use to be able to deploy applications much more quickly. Next is we can really help with that reduction in your DevOps spend by again being able to reduce the complexity. And you think about this not only in the context of being able to limit all of the variations that you're supporting, but also in the context of anything that comes up from a CVE perspective or security perspective. There's a very limited subset that you have to worry about by running on Heroku. And we're also there to help make sure that we're mitigating any of those risks with you and for you so that you don't even have to worry about it. And then finally, we view this as just a astounding return on investment for our customers because they're not only able to reduce those costs, but they're able to recoup those expenses that they'd be spending on those resources that would be taking care of some of these, like I said, the underlying plumbing on their behalf. As a kind of indication of scale, like I said, we've been here for years. We've got over 13 million apps that have been created on our platform. We've got over 38 million managed data stores that have been created. We've got over 500 add-ons and build packs that we support. And we also are doing, just north of 60 billion requests per day, right? So we've been around for a while. We know what we're doing. And, one of the stories that I love to tell is that, Heroku is more often than not, it's that platform that engineers go to when they just need things to work. And oftentimes they don't think about it because we take care of all of the scaling. We take care of making sure that it stays up and running so that they don't have to. A more technical way of looking at this is, everything that is inside of this purple dotted line is all the stuff that you no longer have to worry about when you're running on top of Heroku, right? So these are all the things that we're managing on your behalf. We're making sure that we're taking care of. We're providing you with insights as to what's going on, but we're taking care of having to deal with that and having to think through those choices. And with that, I'm actually going to turn things over to Chris Peterson, our Senior Director of Product, to talk a little bit more about some of the customer use cases that we've got and dig a little bit deeper into the details.
Thank you, Adam. So first thing I want to call out is that Heroku is not just for one industry, and it's definitely not just for startups. There's a little bit of a perception that it's great for startups and then you outgrow it. But one of the things that we've been working on for, especially as a focus the last few years, is making sure that Heroku scales along with your business. We have major companies like T-Mobile and a huge chunk of Salesforce running on top of Heroku, Live Nation, and dozens of others. So Heroku is not one thing, it is all things. It's also something that we see across, again, verticals. We have a number of customers in finance who've built customer portals, who have insurance quoting, and especially for regulated industries, the pre-built support we have for PCI compliance and HIPAA is a wonderful thing to get you started and past all those compliance hurdles. And again, back to that key point of delivering customer value and something that differentiates your business from your competitors. In the retail space, loyalty apps, shopper-centric workflows. In the automotive space, connected devices and even automotive management was something that we just showed a great story with Lamborghini at Dreamforce. In tech and media, subscription management, revenue intelligence. And in healthcare, patient apps, portals, and I actually have a great healthcare story coming up in just a bit that I don't want to spoil too much yet. But again, that HIPAA compliance, the fact that you can buy a pre-built service that has HIPAA and a BAA available means you don't have to build any of that. We have a service out of the box that is ready to be compliant as long as you build your apps in a way that is reasonably secure. HealthSherpa is one of my favorite stories from the last few years. So this is a customer that grew with Heroku and actually worked very close with us. We actually rushed a new, larger database offering to market specifically for them because they had a high surge in traffic coming during open enrollment. So HealthSherpa is a company that does the majority or plurality of ACA open enrollment for health insurance applications, which means the majority of their traffic is a huge spike with completely unpredictable load that happens during a few week period during open enrollment. To make sure that their app worked, stayed up, and handled completely unpredictable traffic loads, we upsized our databases, partnered with them on client-side connection pooling, and worked with them closely on our customer service and technical architecture teams to get their latency down to 137 milliseconds, no downtime during their open enrollment. And with 6.6 million enrollments in 2024, statistically, that saved something like 4,100 lives. Just an amazingly heartwarming story of Heroku partnering with a customer to make sure that they can deliver the value that everyone needs. Leather Spa is a story that I love for a different reason. It's a single developer shop. So one developer trying to maintain all of their services that they need to differentiate themselves from their customers, which means all of our opinionated workflows and the tools that we have out of the box were exceptionally powerful for them so that they could actually deliver the business value instead of spending time on infrastructure and DevOps management. They saw a 100% increase in online sales after implementing Heroku, 70% fewer shipping resources, and a 50 to 60% reduction in order turnaround time as they modernize their systems. Again, one developer building and maintaining that. So this is really the power of Heroku. Whether you're big or small, we can work with you and let you focus on what differentiates you in the market, sets you apart, and focus on your customer value and your differentiation and your experience instead of the things that are undifferentiated. I hate to say boring, but in a sense, let us handle your boring for you so that you can focus on the exciting parts of your business. And this is a quote that came about as one of our recent blog posts that was a guest post by an Electron maintainer, Felix Reisberg. We like Heroku as much as we like electricity coming out of our sockets. It's essential to the work that we do, yet never a headache or a problem that needs to be solved. I think this warmed my heart more than any other customer quote I've seen in years, because this is our value proposition. You don't think about your infrastructure because it just works, the same way as getting electricity out of a socket.